Alright, we'll give it a few minutes, and then we'll get into the actual game. My widgets, figure out which one there. It's that one. I think. There we go. Okay. Never seen this tab done like this before. Ah, there we go. Oh, the text is displaying in a different color. That would explain a thing or two. What did I do? Yep. First, second, hybrid. Welcome. I am just going ahead and getting this set up. Taking a minute here. I think we are good to go. Alright, we're playing some Strand today. Since the artifact has so much of it now. Unfortunately, I don't think I've got my artifact on my warlock yet, so I don't have the enhanced versions of some of them. But that should be a non-issue, relatively speaking. Alright. See how long the queue takes here. And we'll see if I actually manage to make anything work. My matches today have been odd. Why is my recovery on? Didn't I get this one min-max better? No, this is about as min-maxed as it gets. That's right. Oh, no, no, it gets better. Aha! That's why. Okay. Now I just go ahead and build it. I think we'll leave it like that. Except I'll move this to mobility. There we go. Aha! I just had to remember I had that. How does that look on this? I'll go with it. And that bond. Alright. Time to see how well this actually plays. In the meantime, make sure my audio is alright. You can hear me in the stream, yes? That is kind of my biggest issue, is I almost never start the stream off with my audio on. Alright. Been a few days since I've used this thing, so we'll see how quick I get caught back up with it. Nope. He's too far gone. Hang on a second, how? Yeah, projectile. I will take it. Alright, my style of play is completely based around tangles right now. I'm not on a great map to try and do it either. Excellent. You see the new Metroid? Yes, I have, and I am so psyched that we've gotten so much actual visual confirmation on the game recently. I am hyped for it. It could not have come at a better time. And the announcement they made, what was it, today? With the Switch 2 reveal, that the Joy-Cons have a mouse feature? Oh man. So it'll be like playing emulated Prime, which is even better for me, if I'm being honest. However, my one, like, pseudo concern is the fact that it's a mouse type idea, but the Joy-Cons are not mouse-shaped. Grew up on the GameCube? Yeah, same. I think I started playing Prime 1 on the GameCube when I was 4. However, that was in about 2006, so... yeah. But I grew up with the title. It shaped a lot of my love for gaming. I played the trilogy on the Wii so many times. Been through all the primes. Oh yeah. There's such good games. Over the years, Prime 2 became one of my favorites of the bunch. I don't want to be over there. I want to be inside, on the short range part of the map. Beautiful. Alright, can we not get a map that's this long? Thank you, Bungie. Don't want to know how bad I did. I know I did terrible. Any more? No, I do not. But no, my curiosity for Prime 4 is when it's releasing, because it looks like it's going to be a hybrid title between both consoles. So I'm wondering if it's going to launch between now and June 5th, or if it's going to launch on June 5th just on both consoles. That's one of my main questions. My hope is earlier, and then just buy the upgrade pack. But I'll have to wait and see. And with that in mind, I should honestly invest in a capture card so I can stream the game. You don't think they should launch alongside Mario Kart? Yeah. There's some debacle going on with that right now, and that it makes sense. I'll wait and see what happens closer to launch. Today was probably testing grounds to see what people were going to kind of respond like. And with that in mind, things will change leading up to the actual full release of the console and the game, so more to come, more to divulge with. So that's what I'm looking forward to, seeing what happens there. What does that one look like? Ooh, not that shader. That one looks fun. Enjoy Iron Bear. That's a wise choice. Wait until I have the skinned ones. Yeah. Hopefully I can. And you have a good one, man. Huh? Did we actually make... No, we got 12. Nice. Alright. Please, Iron Banner people, give me close range map. That is what I'm hoping for. That way I can practice my ADS again, because that's been a long time since I was doing that. Alright. Give me some good, give me some good, give me some good. That's not quite what I was asking for, Bungie. Not quite. Yeah, but we'll take it. We'll make do. Alright.
Iron Banner.
Alright. Alright, so let's stay inside and we'll try and get some kills going that way. There we go. Alright, so RDM division, so that's gonna be sword logic for 2 bursts. Nope. .67 to .53. That is true. That is also true. I would say no. I think maybe they could through a prismatic. No, actually, heat rises. They can get it through a heat rises lock. But the 2x surge would be harder to pull off because it would cost more. No! Oh, so close. But there's also that TTK, so I mean, realistically, any way you shake it, there is a way to get a real quick TTK. Alright, since I don't want them completely doing that, just change the result gate by 1 tier. Okay. Like 6 to 7, I would assume. Yeah, it's probably more like 7, 8. I would just probably take a better guess. No, teammate. Ah, my second guess was right. Cool. Fair enough. I mean, the only ones you're running into with that high of resilience, generally speaking, is a Titan, so worth it in certain engagements, others not so much. It's just more dependent on what you're actually fighting in a given game. Thanks, teammate. Nice, quick, dirty save. Dead slide. We love it. Nice, teammate. Radiant alone does it against tier 3. Okay. I'll catch most hunters, but anything beyond that, not really. I think what I'm realizing though is I should probably rock this with a more threadling based build. Fang of your Ute? Yeah, Fang is good. I don't have it, but I was messing with Touch of Malice yesterday and today, and it gets close. You just have to be able to manage your health pool, and that's the hard part. Nice. Ooh, that makes for my build. Well, wasted both of my suspends. Was it 5 headshots, optimal TTK? That was brutal. Keep away plus precision. That's another one I see very often. Like you say, yeah. My cube decided it didn't want to function. That stat package though is so low. Ooh, but the... What do I want to put that on? I think I put it on this. $10? Fair enough. Alright, once more. I've actually yet to still play that dungeon. Still waiting to do that. My main problem is I'm too much of a PvP player to go in and do it. However, I hear that it has some really good guns, so doing myself a favor would be going in there and grabbing said guns. Okay. If I do Mind Spawn, I think I do Threadlings, because then that spawns 5, which then as soon as I lock on and start shooting, should go out. And with the boots, they sever? Unravel. And then with Unravel... Well, either way, this should all grant me Woven Mail in one form or another. That one, that's where it is. 10 traces from the dungeon? Oh man. Knowing my luck, I would get the worst of the bunch and just not get anything else, so... That is part of the reason I just don't do things like that and just try to go for the ones that I can attain slowly but surely. Cough, cough. Crafted weapons. Because I know I'll at least get something out of it. Or crucible weapons where you can get multiple perk selections. That's usually my preferred. But, still. No! Okay, okay.
Claimed Zone A, Zone C.
I see. Bungie with back-to-back Citadel is nasty. I do not like how these maps play, specifically on this game mode, most of the time. What kind of... What? Bungie? What was that?
Zone C lost.
Damn. Yeah, I've heard the shoddy's pretty good. And it's energy slot, right? Or is it kinetic slot? Because depending on which one it is, makes it better. No, it's the origin trait that makes it better. That's right. I forget that that origin trait reduces incoming flinch versus players, which makes it one of the better options. Want to say kinetic slot? Okay. Yeah, I don't remember either, so it's hard for me to take a guess on that. But I think I've actually looked at that in D2 Foundry once. Oh, shotgun did land. Cool. I mean, if it's kinetic slot, then it pairs with the I'm not gonna win this. I can maybe trade it. There we go. Jolt. Huh? Nice. I did attempt. I did attempt. If I hit more headshots, I probably could have won that engagement, because he wouldn't have gotten the chance to throw his grenade. Damn. Didn't expect to die that fast. Maybe I could have tapped for that? No. The weapon hop would have been a little funky. Damn projectiles, so I would have had to track for that. I could have done. It was difficult. Energy slot void weapon? Oh, okay. So it would not pair well with that, like I was thinking. Pair well with Ace, though. I bet she's got target lock on that thing and be the only logical explanation for the idea on that roll. I gotta be seriously wary of that L surge. There we go. Wait for the smoke to clear out. Not quite. I just wish Bungie wouldn't give me this map back to back. Not quite fast enough. Or accurate. Lost sector farm is soul draining. Fair enough. I haven't touched the lost sector pretty much since they changed it where they don't drop exotic armor. So I don't blame you. I would rather get it from something else. Those master sectors are like 4 to 5 minutes. Fair enough. And with the right setup, you can probably make it less than that. Because I think there are some that are much, much faster. All right. People at Bungie. No Citadel. No Convergence. Jive would be fine. Please not Convergence or Citadel. Okay, no Citadel. We're off to a good start. Unfortunately, it's probably match in progress, which means most likely Bannerfall. It's not Bannerfall, but another... Okay. Yeah, I will take it. I can make this work. Isn't there one on Earth that can be done in like 20 seconds, depending on how efficient you are? I want to be over here. Because yeah, I could have sworn there was one on Earth that I've seen done in like 27 seconds? Didn't get Jav or Burnout once. I got Jav twice earlier in my session. Never again. Eh, let's go. Oh, Woven Mail. Let's go. I got it. If I heal... Okay, I got my threadlings, which means I have a chance. There is a tangle somewhere. Where is it? I think my teammate just threw it. Been in banner since yesterday and didn't get either at all. Yeah. Boink. Was good. Yeah, there are some wild PvE players that can do that, and I am definitely not one of them. I'll gladly take my like 4 to 5 minute run and be completely content. Because I don't think I could manage to pull off a 27-second run. Another 10. Oh no! Oh. Ah, so close. But yet so far away. I'll take that zone. Nobody kept that yet. I fear not. No tangle. There it is. Haha. I see you, my friend. My teammate screwed me over. He walked in front of it, and then it decided it didn't want to throw. If I suspended, it would have killed, which then I could have shot. Ah, so close. And we join right at the end too. It's still not bad. On to the next. Okay. Threadlings were a better pick. Do I think I could do it with suspend? Probably. It's just a matter that that grenade is so long. Trying to do that is painful. Legato, Chappie, Unvoiced, and Duality are all pinpoints. How do you feel about the archetype in general? I'll be dead honest, I have used that archetype a grand total of next to 0 in the past 6 months. I have no thoughts. I do think that their range is probably a wee bit out of bounds. Chappie being the big offender, since it got a buff when it was already really good. But just nobody runs Chappie because S-Stock is there and better options do exist in the legendary variety. So, with that said, both I have not used it, and not enough representation from all of them to really say anything. Because your popular options right now are Zealots, what is it? Deadlock, and only a few others. Some of which you mentioned there. But the, yeah. I just don't use them enough to have opinion. So. Chappie's so busted. I mean, it always kind of has been. But just... everyone picks it up, they put it down, they forget about it. So, it just is in a constant state of... it's always forgotten, but it's still so good. Another weapon like that everyone seems to forget for whatever reasons is this. Everyone seems to forget how powerful this is. Literally eager edge sword, except you don't have to go to them. It goes to you, or you go to them. Ah! Jav! Haha! Finally.
Victory is yours for the taking. Zone A captured. Opponent claims Zone C.
I'm dead to that. Ooh, his teammate was going at it.
Opponent claims Zone B.
There we go. Rufus, Aisha's, yeah. And that's another part of it, is that, like I was saying, a lot of the good primaries are in the kinetic slot right now. Hmm. No, my tangles! Or my threadlings. They didn't come to me. They were already in mid-jump. My reason for not touching Chappie is that all of my exotics that I like to use are in the kinetic slot, and I already have so many kills with them. No! I.e. mainly Wicked. Wishful... What is it? Wishkeeper? Yeah. That one's up there. That's another one I do enjoy a lot. Knockout. Sad times. Any cap that so we don't get tripled. Aha! We got it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna turn around and I'm going to go outside. Oh, I'm not going outside. What was that? Machine gun, S-Stock. Oh, yep. I wondered about that. That is an exotic heavy not to be messed with. Damn. Radiant division with most likely the role I was expecting. There we go. Hit, tangle. Grab, throw. Throw at the floor. Nope, it's not gonna work.
Zone A lost.
Does it crit my tangle? It does not. Damn.
Zone C captured. Zone advantage.
Wouldn't mind a 4th slot. We can still only equip 3 slots, but get Strand and stays throwing slots. Yeah. I wouldn't be opposed to that idea. But you gotta be careful with trying to do 4th slots for weapons and stuff, because if you don't do it right, then it just messes up everything around them, and it can make everything a headache, so. Ah! Barricades. Rufus to be paired with chat. Yeah. But then again, that's kind of the whole idea they have right now, is that you make trade-offs for stuff like that. Can't win that. I would have needed to hit him mid-super, but even then I don't think it works. Cool. I'll take it. I mean, there's good possibility it happens. We'll have to wait and see, though. Damn. Alright. Kind of wondered if it was that. I was hoping my Threadling would have gotten that. That would have been kind of nice. A worthwhile trade, teammate. A worthwhile trade. Yep. I'm dead. I'm not gonna even try. Was not worth the attempt to try and get away from that. Yeah. We just have to kind of wait and see what happens with Frontiers. I would hope for a 7th subclass, but I'm not too hopeful. Not close enough to that. Oh, I would have needed to throw that. And then maybe, just maybe, because their aim would have been thrown off enough, I could have pulled it off. Throw that. Is my tangle still there? Nope. I have another one. That right there is why I wanted Javelin. Javelin plays nice. The other maps do not. Especially for things like this. That right there. Alright, into the next. Weavewalk is definitely really good. I am trying to use Mind Spun to my advantage, but it's difficult when you try to make the other two other than grapple work with the weapons I'm trying to use. Because if I do the grapple setup and just bash somebody in the face, it's pretty much a one-hit. And then I create a wander off of that, which I can then either throw or shoot, and then bam, suspend. So I mean, like, if I'm gonna brute force it, this is the way to go. Also would be good if I had the rest of my fragments. Please let me buy them. But yeah, with how much more these ones cost time-wise, trying to do it in the way that I'm doing it is difficult. So we'll try the grapple and we'll see what we can do. It might work better, it might not.
Iron Banner.
Strand Medallion Grand, yeah. Part of the reason I don't play Strand, and the fact I think Strand, at least Hunter, is I still think the class is way powerful.
Knives are as sharp as Warbeast's teeth, that no armor can stop them.
Well, the Stasis quest grind was bad, because each one was a genuine quest, and so if you deleted your character, for whatever reason, you had to go back in there and redo those quests. Which is part of why it was so bad. But I would say Strand is almost in a worse bucket, off of the fact that you have to collect tokens. And they don't drop easy unless you're playing PvE and doing other shenanigans. Certainly not going to make it easy for me. It'd also help if my... And that right there is what people forget, is that you can still tap fire it and use it like a sidearm. However, to get best effects, red box, and go from there. I was frozen. You could have meleeed me. And then you could have used that on somebody else. One track mind.
Zone C lost. Zone B captured. You have the advantage. Press on.
Taking you with me. Knockout, no fair. Because you don't have to be red health for them to proc that. Which is wild.
Zone B.
I'll run with that.
Zone C captured. Zone advantage is yours.
Excellent. We have a tangle. That would have been so cool. That was so close.
You are in control. Show them what that means.
Okay. Yes, but absolutely no at the same time. For reasons I don't think anyone really thinks about all that much. Because think about it. Imagine a top tree Dawnblade that gives up Ophidians, gives up T-Steps, gives up Rain of Fire for extra health.
Let the wolves rest.
Yep. Tangle Suspend aspect. Trying to make an idea work. Just not functioning so well because Iron Banner. And Banner plays so much worse than other modes for gimmicky ideas. So, yeah.
Zone C captured.
Running into trouble.
Opponent claimed Zone B. 5 minutes left. Sound tactics so far. Zone A captured. 2 zones are yours. Zone C
Alright, let's go over here.
Zone B captured. 2 zones. They thought they
I'm saying not the exotics are busted, I'm saying the classes that are most commonly used are busted.
fires are lit.
That's more so what I'm saying. I would not say the exotics are out of line. For the most part, they're actually underperforming most of the time. Because Warlock is mostly a class held up by its abilities, and not much else. Whereas the other two are generally exotic based.
Opponent claimed zone A.
Spare Titans, knockout Diamond Lance combo, or knockout Dunes, or
3 minutes remaining.
knockout One-Eyed Mask, anything like that. If Child was to receive some balancing, like letting you shoot it while it's flying so you can kill it before it even activates, yeah, Voidlock I'd say could get some love. Because it could use some. It's hard to make a good Voidlock function at times.
Zone C lost.
However, if you got someone who's already good on Voidlock,
Press on.
and that's kind of with everything, is if you have a good player on something that's already kind of below average or almost non-existent, you're gonna run into people that are gonna just run and take the moon while they're at it. Like, this build with this weapon, probably not the best thing I could do. I could put it on Dawnblade and do final warning shenanigans that way and be much better, because the ability kit for Dawnblade is that much better. Exotic wise, then all of my options are opened up. Doing this is better for Wishkeeper, because Wishkeeper plays into the whole suspend element that much better, and I don't need Wanderer to do so. And it is a better fit for Shackle, because it's a 2-tap from nigh any range. And then when you build up a few kills, you suspend, and now it will apply a suspending detonation off of a potential one-hit. So, the cycle continues. Final warning is better for different angles, off angles specifically, or if you are good enough, 3-tapping with a 0.27, or like, let's assume your lock-on time puts you like 0.4, just purely off of lock-on and ADS. If you're good enough to hit that 3-tap consistently, bam, that's your playstyle. And the melee feel much better. That's believable. You see, I probably wouldn't go that route. There it is. You know, that's not... Thanks for the reminder. Stormer's getting a... Thinking on it, probably not even necessary, because you could do this with the other aspects for Threadlings and Mindspun for Threadlings, and just have one heck of a time with minions. However, your minions are very weak, and there's nothing to compare them to, actually. Yeah, I probably wouldn't pair that in there like that. Just because of how strong Wanderer can be. However, the fact it's a delayed... this map. Back on topic though. The fact that it's a delayed detonation, maybe. If you can shoot it and destroy it while it's suspending, then probably not so bad. It's just a matter of, would that be possible? If it is, then probably not so bad. Dang, I need to switch my shotgun around. So let me just grab it from my Titan, because I know my Titan's got my good one. I want that shotgun, not the other one. They're long gone by now. Ooh, if I'd locked on twice, that'd have been dope. If it was a separate, like, final column, similar to how you've got Threadlings, you've got Vorpal, etc., then I'd probably say yeah. Where then you're losing an aspect of the weapon. So for me, I use Witchkeeper with Threadlings. So for me, I'd be losing out on that. If it was akin to that, I'd probably say, yeah, go for it. But you gotta be careful with that, because that is a primary with builds those up really fast, by the way. 2 kills and you get it going. It's honestly impressive. You gotta be careful with that. Or if you make it invisible, or like pseudo-invisible, the projectiles, the actual traps themselves, are easier to land your shots on. Bond of the immortality. Okay. Yeah. It's kind of the same boat I'm in with HD, is that it's difficult to find ones that are not already found. Thus the reason I'm looking at this trying to make it work, but also understanding it's probably not likely. So. Okay. Ooh. Where did that Threadling come? Oh. I unraveled him, didn't I? Aha. I have another World's another good one. Honestly, it was mentioned in my server earlier this week. Verities is probably not a bad pick. I got completely lost in the sauce there. I'll take 2. Monty and Area Denial from Vesper, Doppel Melee, Crit Steadlings, and Immortality. That doesn't sound like a bad idea, actually. I'll take an orb, thank you very much. The only Strand to play regular is Facade Hunter, yeah. That is also one of the stronger Strand Hunters there is, so. And that's another thing. You're very easy to get one-hit picks if you're lucky with Strand. Damn. It's probably more of a 6's exotic, though. That's where you gotta be careful with that. Is if you try to make that work in 3's, you're probably going to struggle a lot. So, just keep that in mind. Go, my threadlings. That's not what I wanted to hear. That works. Not getting away from that one. Yeah, so Verity giving you, what is it? Increased grenade regen, right? I think I've got it on my character right now. I do. Boost grenade damage. Nothing more satisfying than flying in with the Radiant. I would imagine so. I must not have thrown it. Matchmaking at work, ladies and gents. Supers need tuning? Yeah, they could do with some tuning. I mean, Broodweaver feels garbage. Quick tune they could make, and it would make it hard to play in PvP, because now you'd have to track it like Final Warning. So now the more targets in your line of sight, right, and you hold it there mid-super, they will track to that target, and that is where they will go. Dawnblade. Where's that fragment that increases? Okay, in the game. Like I was trying to go on. Change that fragment that allows you to get the increased tracking on your projectiles. Mainly for the one solar outlier that really has issues in the game, I would say. Dawnblade. Because paired with insane movement, Snapskate, mainly, which they are adjusting, which I am pleased about. Oh, sad. Any kind of super that has a lunge melee could do with a little reduced tracking. Striker Titan, a lot of the hunter melee type ones, the main at OG, I wouldn't even dare budge in that department of OG aspects of 3.0 subclasses, because you can get way too out of band real fast. And what we don't want is to go too far out of band. Because take, for example, our current generation Behemoth Titan, which is basically just light attack, light attack, light attack. Do we want that to become the norm? Personally, I don't think that we do as a community, because that, if anybody knows For Honor, which is highly unlikely, you'll understand the idea of a light attack spammer. and how obnoxious those kind of players can be. What we have right now for my favorite subclass, Stasis Titan, is a influx of light attack spam Titans. There's no spice to the class anymore. If they dealt more damage than the fragment one do. Now you've got two different coded threadlings, which means you've got the potential to break the game twice now. Unintentionally, but all because of the fact that now we are trying to work around that as well. I was worried about that. Health regen and super? I mean, that could be an idea. I think they might already be coded differently. I don't know. My main things are supers that have tracking on their attacks. What was it? Strand Hunter, Striker Titan, Shiver Strike, Spec Blades, melee based, or like full body melee based moves, or moves that throw an attached projectile. Somebody gets my thing here. There we go. But if we tune those down a bit more from where they are, because I know nobody likes being light attack spammed by a Shiver Strike. We don't see enough people use the Strand Hunter in 6s for it to actually warrant itself getting a nerf, but the projectile tracking does need one. Been there, done that, HD. That's about how my experience with this super goes. But yeah, tune tracking, tune either how health is dealt with in supers, or super duration. Any of those three, and you've got a potential decent idea. Certain supers last too long, considering their ability to move around a map. Strand, Hunter, Solar Warlock, Shiver Strike. Spec Blades I'd almost put in the same boat, but to a lesser degree. Basically any kind of high kill potential super with great movement. Could see either reduction in how if its kill efficacy is handled, or its duration or speed. Any of those three and you have potential for a better balanced sandbox. Okay, so you're talking duration, not... okay. That would be more manageable. That would be more manageable. I was figuring like a stronger version of Woven Veil. I understand where you're going now. That would probably be okay. Maybe Apollo will come with some class reworks. It's nice to be hopeful. Well, under the pretense that the team that made this season, this episode, are probably behind Apollo as well, we are probably in the... we're probably in good hands for Apollo. I would not doubt that. Wow. Okay. Now they're behind us. Cool. Yeah, something that brings them more in line with the others. Because Broodweaver definitely feels the weakest of the supers right now, I would say. There we go. Aha! I didn't track him. Sad times. Yeah, okay. Yeah, duration I'd be okay with. DR, no. We already have enough problems with that as is on other classes and such. We don't need that happening more often. Chaperone. Hey, we were just talking about that earlier. Ah, I threw it the wrong way. Do I get into the middle without dealing with that? Okay. Track and starting the super and then going right into Leaf Walk. Yeah. Get me out of that, what the heck? Would not move. Something I also think could possibly help Bungie be able to balance around supers better would be if our neutral game economy was different. Because they're also having to balance our supers around the fact that our neutral game feels already like it's a super. So they're already dealing with that, which makes it difficult. But it's hard to balance that feeling of power in PvE and the feeling of power with also some restraint inside of PvP. So I understand Bungie's current restraints in that regard. They're struggling. Because we're kind of dealing with a conclave type situation right now where everything is really, really strong, but also not where it needs to be. Well, there we go. That almost worked. Would have been tough to deal with that one, but could have been done. Assuming he goes through the middle, I have a chance of... Oh, nope, I don't anymore. Huh, I won that. Cool. Got a mean prismatic. Yeah. Why? I'm hit with severed times 2, so it's even worse. So, hardware would be nice to see more players in, but like I was just mentioning, everyone that's currently playing loves that ability power fantasy that we've got right now. Nobody wants the game to feel more grounded. Yep. When you get the right balance of abilities to gunplay, the game feels beautiful. When your ability to gunplay ratio is scatter grenade, hunter with grapple hook, you're kind of in a losing battle. But again, part of that is also based on the weapons, which are another side effect of the abilities and everything else. So I've got some pointed opinions. I hope some of them make sense. Did they fix the knockout still working? No. No. Knockout still functions the same exact way. Shoot Guardian once. The health doesn't have to be gone. And it's still there. It's still the same. So. Throw on the Ascendancy boots and we'll do that. Do I actually have a build for that already set up? Probably not. What I can do is I can just do that and then switch it out. And then... so no, I don't actually have the Tome on my Warlock, so I can't activate it. I've been playing PvE on my Titan, so... That's not bad. Just getting the journey.
Iron Banner.
Yeah, it's been a good chat, man. Wicked is a decent scout. It's just a matter of finding a loadout that works for you, specifically, and working around the fact that its handling is so low. Ah! No! Final warning. There we go. That should help a little bit. I also didn't need that. So... Okay. When the algorithm likes me, that's what I like. When it doesn't like me, well, I'll just keep plugging away. I need the PvE. Yeah, I'll probably have to get that unlocked so I can actually try and take advantage of that. Because isn't it one of them increases the damage dealt when dealing damage to Strand afflicted targets? take this. Blink.
Zone C captured. Zone B lost.
We go inside.
Show the Empress what Guardian
There we go.
press on.
I want to take this and go the other way.
Zone A captured. 2 zones controls. Zone A lost. Zone B lost.
Rip.
Stand strong.
Someone actually using Frontier Scry. I would honestly be hesitant to do either of those, considering what the catalyst does, and considering what I have been able to do when the lock-on actually functions. That right there. I would dread the day that they actually make anything on this thing faster, because that's already one of the fastest TTKs in the game. Can it be fun? Yes. Would it be insanely good for Final Warning community? Yes. Do I think it would be good for sake of game balance? No.
Zone advantage is yours. Zone B captured.
Oh, dealing 100 to... Wow. That's not hard. That's 2 headshots.
Zone C lost.
0.95 seconds of that might be interesting.
5 minutes left. Sound tactics. Zone A captured. You have the advantage. Press on. Zone A lost.
Yeah. Like I said, though, I'm worried about overall game balance. If they were to change this thing at all, would it be cool? Yes. What about overall PvP as a whole? Because right there, I almost took out a super as it's casting. That's wild. No Vorpal, no nothing, just outright primary.
Zone B lost. Zone C captured. You have the advantage. Press on. Zone A lost.
Unraveled enemies, its boost makes Sterling Siren. Oh, that's wild.
This is your land.
Oh, that's right, it's Iron Banner, I can do that.
Do you feel stronger?
Yeah. It's already a really strong primary, it's just a matter of not... Hold up, I am giving you best rest. That is actually a really good use of that armor. Huh. That is actually really, really good. Oh, that's insane. It might not work so much in PvP, but PvE, that's actually pretty good. Hold up. No. PvP. We could tighten on the way that I've been playing it more recently. I could probably make that work and probably get 2.5, 3 supers out of... King Arthur of the Ghost Table. Yeah. No kidding. That was some really good looking armor. I will have to try and take that for myself, because that was really, really good. Jotun. Ah, what do we do with good old Jotun? I think we make it a primary, right? That should help us out. Give it what? Doesn't it already have incandescent? Make Jotun like Dearest. It loads a shot every time you fire. That, or give it successful warm-up and Discord. Darcy special. At this point, I'm surprised they haven't. Even with the buff it got, I don't hear anything on it. Almost at all. However, most of your damage options are all rocket launchers, so to be fair, there's not a lot of DPS going on with snipers. At least that is very obviously talked about. So, yeah. Kickstart. Well, that could be fun. Something else? Well, Jotun, what do you have, Toaster? Okay, Shield Disorient's built in. Okay, so it already has Cornered and Incandescent. Honestly, give it, yeah, make it where every successful kill it charges a little bit faster. That would be fine for me, I think. Alright. This map.
Let us see what today's guardians are made of.
Alright, let's go. Almost 3k, man. Wow. I have a feeling that might happen. I wasn't locked on fast enough. Yeah, Toaster can be fun. Thing is, I prefer to use my primary weapon more so than my special, so I try to find weapons that are primary ammo to kind of put my time into. And that ends up shaping a lot of the weapons that I use. I remember getting this map 8 times in a consecutive row. I was so disappointed. Was good. This map is very snowbally, which does not help, especially if you just hold 2 zones and just don't push forward. Just let them push to you in the middle, and bam, it's that easy. No, they shot my tangle. I take that out, which is nice. Ah, you got beside me, nice. Four times disjunction? Yikes. For me, 4 times disjunction I'm more or less okay with, but this is also coming from somebody who uses a scout as his main weapon, so I don't mind it as bad. However, when Jades and the S-Stock start rolling out, that's when my fun time starts to go away, and I'm like, okay. My time has come. Alright, you're just gonna sit right here. I'll take that out of the way, though. Raises eyebrow in suspicion. How did I win that? Slide, please! Craftable? Oh no. Cool. There we go. Aha! That is what I want right there. Go lock on, let's go! Disjunction plays bizarrely because a lot of the early game, if you're on a scout to begin the match, is played almost all outside. Which then makes everything from there kind of odd, because then everyone shifts to the inside, right? To counter you. Now, if you get the right location on the map, you can just sit outside continually and it doesn't matter to you. But therein lies where some of the issues can start to stem from, is that you've got to be careful. Now they're going to start playing the S-Stocks, now they're going to start playing all of your other really hyper potent weapons, because if they lose on their, I'm quote unquote having my fun by running not the best, they're gonna switch to the next thing in mind, which is almost always the best that's available. I gotta back out of that. I'm not winning that. Okay. I guess I win that. That was good. Popped the hammer and dropped it on him. Yep. And then from there it's fight for your life, because now everyone is looking for you and specifically hunting you down. What I like to do is use Wicked, because when they start hunting you down, they're either running at you or strafing in such a way that all you have to do is strafe left or strafe right, all of their head, slow them. Now their accuracy is down a little bit. Repeat cycle. On blades, on that map, when you've got work going, do not like you, because you can freeze them from all the way outside. They can't do nothing, unless they're more than likely snap skating, and then in which case you are pretty much screwed because they are faster. Now, can you track it? Yes. Is it doable? Good luck. The art of the back. Yeah, exactly. Your S key wears out faster than your W key. I mean, I could always switch to that. That could be fun. Do that. Throw that on. Full strength and resilience. Boom. Pushing 1k on the Wicked. Nice. Very nice. I think I'm almost pushing 16k at the moment. And it's tracking my PvE kills at the moment, but we will shift that to look at PvP. Yeah. Getting close on 16k. Let's go. Hold that off. I'm impressed. No tracking and I out TTK'd it before it got to me. My teammate stole it from me. I'm sad now. No! Teammate! I could have suspended another. And probably another. Ah. Oh. Okay. 15k is outstanding. I mean, I worked at that for a long time. There was a period in my first year of trying to do content creation where I just took, I think, 6 months off, and just all I used was Wicked. So, I mean... Where are you? I have a tangle with your name on it. Show yourselves. Surprise. You don't get away from me that easy. Come on. Jump and move through the door. Oh, that would have been so nice. Because I would have gotten the kill post that. Alright, there we go. I think with 4x Surge after that first kill, if I do ADS, I think I can potentially almost 2-tap somebody. I'd have to test it, which involves... Teammate, stop grabbing my tangles. I can suspend these people with that. They won't know what to do about it. I couldn't save you, teammate. I could not save you. Save that one. No! Oh, Snapskate. There we go. Pushing 4K. Rufus, I have like a pseudo Monte Carlo on it. That thing just feels so good. I understand why you have so many kills on it. It's kind of like Reckless Oracle, in that it has the custom tuning that makes it feel good. Because Reckless Oracle is probably one of my favorite Void auto rifles to use because of the feel that it maintains. I wasn't winning that one. Would have had to try and go for the lock on, which I don't know if it would have worked there. Snapskate, let's go. I knew they made the switch to counter me. It's hilarious.
5 minutes left. Sound tactics. Claim zone A. Zone B captured. C captured. Zone advantage is yours. I'm calling it. Victory.
Rufus is indeed a laser beam. Ooh, that was close.
Victory is yours.
That right there was a good round with this.
I've been hosting a banner for the Cabal on Kyle's staging ship. They're ferocious warriors, but they're no Iron Lords.
That one? GG's. Nice, already gone. Yeah, Rufus is a good one. What else? 720 wise feels good. I know the sight on it's odd and it's hard to get behind, but this, when you get it going right, and honestly, strategist feels really good to me. This is a laser when you get it going. I know the sight looks funky. It takes up so much of your screen. But that increased stability, so nice. So nice. And now we wait. Yeah, ARs just aren't in the meta. I do recommend trying it. There's a few different roles you can try. That's one of them. I built one for a... Was it for an Ergo Sum, or what was it for? No, it was for a wave splitter. I built this one specifically for a wave splitter build, which you could technically put into a Ergo Sum if you wanted to. Highly recommend looking at the different perks that it has and trying a few different ones. It is completely up to you what you want to do with it, though. Collective action's pretty good if you're on Stasis Titan. If you're on any other class or just want a general purpose role, Strategist Desperate's pretty good. Have at it. Just look at the perks that it has and just have at it. That's realistically all I gotta say on that.
Bring your light to bear, Guardian. When I return to Kylo's fleet, I want to hear them speaking your name.
Seola, Hamkara, and Double Cascade. Alright.
Zone C captured.
Smoke.
Claim Zone A.
Had a feeling they were behind me there. Rat King, huh?
Opponent claimed Zone B. A captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone C lost.
Yeah, if you do check it out, trust me, the site is probably going to be your biggest enemy on that. Simply because it is just obnoxious. Where are you? Oh, I'm not locked in yet. He's already gone. That's fine. And so confused what's going on over here. Yeah, from Mexico. Hey, nice. Let's see. Nice. 3 or 4 tap there. We appreciate it.
Zone B lost. You have the advantage. Press on. Zone C captured.
Does it kill him? Nope. It does not. It's that time.
Zone A lost.
That actually... That did. Oh, it didn't shoot. It didn't shoot. That would have been so nice. Oh, nice teammate. Do you have another final warning in here? That was the only one. Oh. I know that's a prismatic. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Excellent. Love your videos, thank you. Sorry they've been so sporadic recently. He's struggling with the meta at times, and it's just hard to have the motivation and the determination to keep going with them sometimes. So, trying to do some more streaming so I can have a little bit of freeform going on at the same time, which should allow for more content to be going out. Aw, man. So close.
Return to the fight.
I think we won that fight? We did. Okay, cool. I want to go this way then.
Opponent claims zone
If I get right here, wait for them to make a decision. You're all good. Not winning that. Oh, does he get it? We do get it. Cool. It was a 1 for 2 trade, which is less than ideal, but we'll work with what we got. Ouch.
captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone A lost.
I can make there. That was wild. I wasn't losing to that super. Got a build for Titan, is very good. Nice. Very cool. Nope. I probably should have gone for the ADS. But with him being so high, that would have been hard to fight. Hard to actually follow through with, more so.
Zone C
Being just hard to fight.
are lit, and you are the prey.
Yeah.
3 minutes left.
There we go.
Opponent claimed Zone A.
Nah, I wasn't winning that. Didn't lock on quick enough. I was waiting for the DMT from the right side.
Opponent claimed Zone C. Zone C captured. Zone advantage is yours. If they prevail, it won't be easy left. Keep fighting.
Ah, it's an old palindrome. Something you don't see very often.
The measure of a guardian is how they handle defeat.
Alright, on to the next. What do we got? Still look pretty good. Let's see. Having too much fun going for the 3 taps right now. Honestly, at this point, I think I switch back to Shackle, and then I try and time it better for the 3 taps, and then I think I can do that. I think I can make that work. Is it a bit redundant having both of them? Yes, but that one is more consistent than this one, so pairing them together should work just fine. Do I have an orb? Yes, I do. Just gotta get the orb. Alright. Let's hope for a good map so I can make this work. Tessellation is gonna be fun with next armor change. Oh, the 3.0? Oh, yeah. Because you get to build into the grenades a bit more. Yeah. That is true. 2 nades with 200 discipline. There's been a... I don't know if my concern is warranted or not, but there's something in my head that says we're not going to build into as many stats as we've been able to these past few years. I have a feeling we're going to be locked to like 3 total. More or less. Oh, so much. That would have been it right there. But I got too greedy and pushed forward into it. Okay, not much to my nade. That means the Wanderer is going to be the one I get it off of. Nice. Okay. Still, none of my tanks. No! Two of them. The ammo crates make me sad. Oh, this match is gonna be over quick at this rate. Huh. Ouch. No thanks. No bows. Just try and... Damn.
Zone B captured. You have the advantage. Press on.
Will that not mean you get 4? When thinking about it in that state, or that sense. Let's hope. We'll just have to wait and see.
Zone C lost.
Oh, I moved.
Advantage is yours.
20 or 30 points. That might be the case. We'll have to wait and see. But that's probably what... They said Apollo, so we've got not much left to go for that. I don't know if they even mentioned how extra charges would work with exotics. I don't think they were that far into the idea yet. Oh, I got hammered. I would assume it would only cap. I would assume it would cap, but I have no idea. No, I think I know what it's gonna do. It's not gonna cap higher. It'll add 2. So if you're at 1, it'll full charge you to 3. That's what it would do. Or, yeah, full charge you to 2. That's what it would do. It's only going to stack you to the max number of nades. So Armamentarium would only get 2. Touch of Thunder would only get 2, etc. That's what it's going to do. I simply want to exist. That's all I want to do. No. Right in for me. Huh. If anybody can clip that, if you don't mind, that is a really good argument point for the strength of this sidearm.
Let the wolves rest.
And the match did not mercy. I'm surprised. Oh, there it goes. As soon as I mention it, then it... Okay.
Lord Shax couldn't have done it better.
Wild. That was absolutely wild. Okay, yeah. Probably. That'll be the easiest way for them to go about that, so we'll wait and see what they do. Combination mods? That'd be cool. My 2 Tinashas. Oh. Agreed. The set bonus idea is interesting, and I'm very curious how they're gonna play that out. Huh. Didn't know I actually didn't have that. I'll see it better over here. What is this one? Seriously? I did not have that.
Iron Banner.
Uh-oh. Citadel.
Kylo's gladiators whisper about you between matches. They think you're unkillable. Prove them right. Zone C captured. Opponent claims Zone A.
I'll take the trade.
Zone B captured. You have the advantage. Press on.
That would certainly be interesting. Considering the potential strength, though, of that, I would be a little bit concerned to see that in game. Especially with that much potential strength behind it. I want to go this way. It was just flying randomly. The definition of caught astray. It would be nice if we could re-roll our armor with certain new aspects, new armor 3.0. I don't think they're gonna do it though. And so we're just gonna get rid of all of our current armor. Your exotics are gonna keep. Maybe your artifice armor, in assuming you want to keep your 100 tier armors. We're just gonna have to wait and find out. Because I mean, my Titan's got almost perfect armor. I could get 1 stat point shifted to mobility, and I'd have 4 in mobility, or no, 8 in mobility. Titan's fast with my stasis setup. He does not skip leg day nor speed. He is a track star. He is a track star. Always forget I have the female, the type 2 body style. Jump. Fall down. Shoot shots. Wait for Invisible Man. Invisible Man never came. There we go. Alright, off we go again. I've not invested in any 200 setups yet. I'm just waiting on the new armor so I can get the set bonuses. I just want to see what all of the set bonuses are going to be so I can figure out which armor sets I'm going to focus farm for and where they're going to come from. Because as soon as I figure that out, then I'll be going in and actually focus farming for the stuff. I want to know what the armor sets that I actually want are, then devote my time to it. Very speed level? I mean, hey, if that's the case. You know your PK Titans, your Stompy Hunters, and all of them are going to be eating good. And your controller players are going to be almost unable. Actually, they will be completely unable to track them. So, gotta keep that in mind. Yep, that's what I was thinking. Because you got lightweight SMGs, you've got PKs, you've got all the stuff that will help you in the long run. That is going to have to be accounted for. He's going all the way around. They're going for a triple cap. I knew what she was going for. Oh, yeah. No, you know what I just... Thank you for reminding me. Ascension Hunters are probably going to be the fastest overall. And you just reminded me about that. Sad times. I think a little later than June, but I'm completely down to be corrected. I would expect Vidoc in May, possibly a second one in June, or a July release, would be my assumption. Otherwise, we'll roll completely all the way back around and we'll be in September launch windows, which would be absolutely hilarious if we end up back there. Oh, I didn't catch him. He threw it off because he did the lightning surge. Nice. A solid game. I think I'm going to go ahead and call that my last game. I'll talk for a couple more minutes and then we'll close out. But I think my prediction is July or August. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, awesome. If I'm not, no harm, no foul, right? We took a guess. And besides, if we get it sooner, even better. However, there's another give and take to that of if we get it sooner. Is content ready? Okay. So yeah, you're probably right, June. Oh yeah, I do remember that tweet. Yeah, you're right. Personally though, I would prefer if they take the extra time and make sure everything's ironed out before releasing it, so that way we're not running into final shape launch window where day one was really spotty. I would prefer that to getting another final shape launch day. The campaign was great, absolutely, I loved it, but oh man, the bugs. Exactly. A buggy D2 is unfun. 471, I think it is time to commit this. That's right, it's right there. Okay. A lot of new one every now and then. Yeah, I'm hoping for a little bit later launch so that the bugs can get figured out. I don't know what they're gonna do about it. I'll wait and see. I will probably play on like day 2 or possibly even 3, depending on how bad the bugs are. But I hear there's Metroidvania elements. I'm intrigued. Please pull it off well. That is my hope. Pull it off well with as few bugs as possible. And if the main campaign is good, and PvP is handled well, the game has a chance at a mediocre revival. I don't expect to hit Forsaken level numbers again or anything past that, but we might at least get some new blood. However, all wishful thinking. Anybody that does play the game is here for the story, and then they're going to get out. So, PvP-wise, we're stuck with what we've got. And I am willing to come to terms with that, for the most part. Alright. But with that being said, thank you all for swinging out to the stream. We'll see about doing another one in a few days. And then beyond that, probably record a video tomorrow and go from there. GG's, y'all. Have a good